introduce yourself, let them know what it's about,
Okay.
what you represent.
I'm Ramona Africa, Minister of Communication for the MOVE organization. I am the sole adult survivor of the May 13th, 1985 government bombing and murder of my family. I am a representative of the International Concerned Family Friends of Mumia. I'm a former political prisoner. I did 7 years in prison for surviving that massacre. But most importantly, I am a revolutionary disciple of John Africa, MOVE's founder. And I don't hesitate or back up or apologize for saying I am a revolutionary.
Bunch of fake followers, that's not the move. But from the solid type, I'm approved. That's for who I'm comfortable. What I got to prove. Zach tried to warn me. Most were not before me. Won't like it or post a comment, but they watch his story. Might be yanking sleep, but they eyes beyond me. Won't believe till I'm on that podcast with Nori. Or Flex TV, next to Lazada BP. Envy ran me like See the God and Angela Yee. And got a nerve to tell me keep working. Like I don't know, they hope I fold, keep lurking. Creating my own ways, keep surfing. Spitting pain is a layup like G. Gervin. Big blade for lyricism returning. So many accolades, P earned them. I came and said it, tell them lay embedded. Just had my money straight, I ain't taking debit. They ain't gotta like me long as they respect it. And the ones that fronted on me know that they regret it. I'm making way more noise than they expected. Control the game while they the contestants. Legendary King P's, and I'm here to make it great for MCs. Again, I chose to make a lane before I played the game. So never in jeopardy to gain a name. I knew the sun would shine for all the days of rain. I wish everybody would. Can y'all say the same? Unify, die. Let's build each other up instead of crucify. Unify, die. The best is yet to come, follow the sign. Some just had the skill and some don't. Some will and some won't. But who am I to judge? Well respected and connected, making moves without a plug. Westbrook flows and boosts, I drop a triple dub. They hoping I lose, but they know how I move. Stand on my lonely, letting nothing hold me, showing I prove. Shine bright, me and this mic tight like Smokey and Q. Stick together, these peasants don't want no smoke, keep it cool. Please advise them, stop imitating, I see them jotting. City on my back in this way and I need no proxing. Lane taking they self, no need to mop them. Ain't fading PZ, AC/DC, I keep it rocking. Grew up in the time when they was junior black mobbing. I was on the stoop wildin', bumping Coochie rap bobble. On the rise, I see it vivid. Up the top, no need to script it. On my grind of reaching ticket, planes are stopping me, forget it. Jewel dropper, solid as a rock, I move proper. Got true honor, my word is my bond. Superb with wordplay, I ain't got a curse when I rhyme. None before me, none to come. First of my kind, can't spin me with a 360. Put way too many hours in. Time to strip in the city. Babies need empowerment. Hurt me staying bottled in. Murder rate towering. The game been in need of relief. Is you following? I chose to make a lane before I played the game. So never in jeopardy to gain a name. I knew the sun would shine for all the days of rain. I wish everybody would. Can y'all say the same? Unify, die. Let's build each other up instead of crucify. Unify, die. The best is yet to come. Follow the signs.
BB48, BB Tumi, Kuzisiwala, Amandala, Wukusu, wake up, clean up, stand up, African. Alafia, Shialafia, welcome to another edition of the War Report. You have now entered the war zone. You've entered the front lines. You've entered the battlefield. You've entered ground zero. Welcome this evening for all of you who are viewing on Facebook or Do the Knowledge Radio. I'm glad to have you all. And before I introduce both my special guests on the special edition of the War Report, just want to remind you all, we are now 3 weeks away officially from the 18th Annual African Independence Day Maya Celebration 2022, Message to the Warriors, taking place Saturday, August the 6th, right here in the city of Philadelphia at historic Malcolm X Memorial Park, located at 52nd and Pine Streets in West Philadelphia, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. It is a free event, yet we do take donations for those of us who want to keep this event alive and well, but it is a free event for the entire family. Of course, we will have speakers, we will have performers, we will have a children's pavilion area, we will have an African Holistic Health and Wellness Village, award ceremony, our Pearl Africa Award to be given out this year. Our recipient, Mama Okosawa Ali Sabri of the Philadelphia International Lots Conference is our awardee this year. So we got a lot going on, as well as the Junkanoo Parade, our 5th annual Pan-African Junkanoo, which starts everything off at 10 a.m. from 52nd and Arch Streets, and we will have our it will converge and end at 52nd and Pine Streets, the site of Malcolm X Park and African Independence Day. So we're going to talk a lot more about that because my two guests will be in the house. They will be a part of African Independence Day. So I'm really excited this year that African Independence Day is bringing out the real warriors, the real retributionaries, and I can't have anybody better to come through and be a part of it than my two guests this evening. Once again, as I always say, please support all the great programming right here on Do the Knowledge Radio, DTKR. Support by going to either PayPal or Cash App. On Cash App, it is $ Knowledge Born Allah. And on PayPal, it is paypal.me/Do the Knowledge Radio. So please support all the great programming right here on Do the Knowledge Radio, as well as if anybody who would like to be a guest of this program, any comments, critiques, criticisms, or any show ideas or any guests that you'd like to have on this program, please email me directly at obawajumi_Olàyínká@yahoo.com. Once again, that is obawajumi_Olàyínká@yahoo.com. And please support this program. You can support it by the bottom of your ticket there. You see my personal Cash App, tax deductible, of course. It is $ OBAGOD7. Once again, that is $ OBAGOD7 on Cash App. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce my guest, who we all know, for those of us who watch all the great programming here on Do the Knowledge Radio. I'm going to introduce my brothers, the CEO and founder of Do the Knowledge Radio, multiple things in which he does besides just being the CEO and the founder of this platform. There are a litany of things in which he does as far as his background is concerned. Motivational speaker. There's what's a few other things. Got.
I'm sure we're gonna get into it.
Well, I want to introduce you properly because I want to introduce, you know what I mean, our wartime general properly as well. So once again, he's award-winning podcast founder, host, and CEO of Do the Knowledge Radio. He also is the founder of DTK Empower You Youth Services, as well as DTK Multimedia Services, DTK Strategic Planning, DTK Booking Services, DTK Speaking, Empowerment Services. He is a strategist and planner, motivational speaker, and an at-risk youth interventionist. So I'm going to introduce my brother, my comrade, wartime to the one and only Knowledge Born of Law, and of course, introduce our Black Power General, the founder of the Khalid Muhammad Militia, as well as Black Survive or Die Inc., as well as Rebel Village, my brother for forever, and will continue to be my brother forever, my general, the one and only, General King Samir Shabazz. Wartime, General. Salute.
Wartime, Black Power.
Black Power.
Power, a BB448. Welcome both of y'all to the War Report. We're going to get into it tonight because there's a lot to get into. We're going to definitely talk about the history of this tremendous platform that is now about to celebrate or recognize its 7-year anniversary. We're going to talk about the 3K for 3K GoFundMe fundraiser. And there's a number of things that we're going to talk about in addition to that. So where do you want to get started at? Where y'all want to get started?
We're going to flow with you. We're going to flow
Okay.
off of you.
All right. Do the Knowledge Radio is a unique platform. Is unique in many senses. I mean, I know everybody says, their platforms are unique, especially on social media, but this is a very, very unique platform because to me, it is the only existing platform that speaks to African people and addresses the needs and concerns of African people. My first question is a very simple question. 7 years ago, and you sitting back and critiquing what was needed in terms of having a voice for African people on social media, what inspired you? What motivated you? What were the factors in establishing Do the Knowledge Radio? And being that our wartime general and you, basically the first program was with our wartime general. But what really inspired the both of you all in the development of what now today is Do the Knowledge Radio?
Well, that's an excellent question. Do Knowledge Radio was formed in Black August. And for those of us who have a relationship to Black August and what Black August means, not from a topical sense, but from a sense of life. Do Knowledge Radio was formed and shaped and fashioned out of a need for a proper representation, a proper opportunity for African people to come together and to share their stories. And when we look at these stories, oftentimes we get a mixed up, fixed up version. So Dr. Martin Luther King said something in one of those speeches. He said, I want to get the language right tonight. So in essence of getting the language right, the story has to be correct. And it begins with the language in which you communicate. And oftentimes we saw a lot of the other things that were going on, and they weren't making an impact. This isn't the community that we came from, that we grew up in. This isn't the same streets. You could look on those streets on 125th Street and forget that Malcolm and Marcus walked those streets, that Elijah walked those streets, that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan walked those streets, that our patron saint, wartime spiritual general, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad walked those streets. You could forget that from some of the shit that you see walking on the streets and being espoused on them same streets. My mother and my father walked those streets helping African people. So my entrance isn't from a book like most of the people. My entrance ain't from no goddamn movie like most of the people. My entrance ain't like no YouTube like some of the people. My entrance into this struggle for retributionary action came from birth. So inserting myself in this space amongst our people, we had got the story wrong, and it began with our language. It began, most of us were born into the crisis. Most of us were born into a space with no identity.
Facts.
So that in lack space of not knowing who you are, not knowing where you're from, not knowing who God is, not knowing any of your cultural significance had us fall into error oftentimes with us. So in my space of reclamation, I remember warriors like our wartime general. I remember him. I remember that his story was never told properly. I remember there were a bunch of stories that was told about our wartime general. Some true and some, as you know, are fabricated. So if they could do it with the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, if they could do it with Father Allah, if they could do it with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, why wouldn't they be able to do it with a man we see every day? You understand what I'm saying? One who dedicated his life close to 4 decades for us, who never turned his back on us, no matter what we did to him in return. Why wouldn't his story be told? So when I put together Do the Knowledge Radio, and shout out to my brother, man, Waji Preach, because Waji Preach was so critical in the reforming from a visual perspective many of the people, the thoughts and ideas of where consciousness was going at that particular time. We were working in the community, we were working with people, we were meeting together, we were bringing people together, and then simultaneously he was working behind the scenes to ensure the proper visual representation of those who were deemed freedom fighters, past, present, and future, were given a credence in the space. So that began another part of the story. Him and I were building, and he said, what else could we do? And I thought about starting a program online. And he was like, yeah, but that's on you. So I went and did some research, and I found Blog Talk. Now, mind you, I was listening to KTL, Red and Blue Pill at the time, and I was listening to a brother out of Detroit, a phenomenal brother who don't get a lot of credit that he deserves, Michael Imhotep with African History Network. Honest to that brother. He does a tremendous work. He lectures for Black people for free. He go anywhere Black people will allow him to come for free. So his program provided insight and also reacquainting us from a space where we could speak to our scholars mouth to ear. So this was a part of that story. And in that space, there was a gap. So in Black August, while there was a gap in 2015, I said we need to fill that gap. We need to fill that void. So we began as a weekend platform, Saturday and Sunday. We just would come on and build. So we had 2 mandates from that space. The first mandate was to honor our ancestors, honor our elders, our peer group, our youth, and those yet to come. That was the first mandate. And the second mandate was to create a space for our business owners, for our entrepreneurs, for our organizations, their talent, skills, and abilities, everybody that has something of worth and value to share with Black people, a space for them to happen. Because like I know, but we would go to events and you have vendors around. But oftentimes the vendors got looked over for whoever the talent was, whoever the speaker was, and then the hyperdimensionalization of consciousness kind of put things together to where the vendors had a space that they could come out and speak about what they were doing, but also we pulled the crowd. And in the crowd, you would find out what other brothers and sisters were doing to fill gaps in the program. So it's always been a space when African people came together that we would celebrate everybody that was there. If it was somebody's birthday, whatever the case may be, who got good grades on their report card, we would still kind of find a way to involve the communal aspect. And the more and more as time went on, we went away from those things. And it began about the grandizement of the personalities that came versus who was real and who wasn't. So if you were onlooker, you didn't know one from the other. So I said there was no way for me to sift through all of that. The only thing I could do was create a verification system of who was real and who was on some fucking bullshit, just to be honest. So there was no way in the world that I was going to present in the manner in which I presented without including our wartime general. First, the first episode of Dunas Radio was What is Consciousness? So Saturday, I think it was like the 27th of August, 2015, it was a research question. This was a place to go. So even though our Baba, Dr. Amos Wilson, gave us this book and he answers what is consciousness. Most people aren't familiar with this book. And for many of the people who got it, they never fucking opened it.
Exactly.
So for this that's here, there's a proper functional definition exhaustively on what is consciousness. So I wanted to pull the audience of some of the minds who are out here espousing the word or using the word consciousness to see if we could have a collective definition. So we got some folks together and they shared their perspectives on consciousness. That was the second part of the program. The first part of the program was open line for people to call in and for them to speak about themselves. Even though I'm the host, even though I'm the founder of Dunas Radio, what makes Dunas Radio mostly unique is that it's a guest-centered platform. It's on the guest. The show is tailored to the guest. It's not tailored towards me, because if it would have been me, we'd have had 3 episodes and that'd have been the fucking end of it. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these places, these hosts you see with all of the antics and all of the bullshit, we go to them and we look at them for their antics. This was strictly for the celebration of African people, and most especially those who are often heard about but never actually talked to or spoken about in any way or manner. So we did What is Consciousness, and I was on Blog Talk and Talk Show at the same time. So I'm there on Revolutionary Sunday, and I said, ain't no way in hell it's Revolutionary Sunday and I ain't talked to King Simi. So we tracked each other down, and I was like, I got a topic I want you to speak on: the militarization of the Black community. Arm yourself or harm yourself. Who the fuck else could I talk to about that? Just think about it for a second. Who else out of everybody that was running around? You know, these cats got these dress-up clothes on still. All of these cats from all of these years. There was only 2 names that had came to mind. And Devon Allah wasn't available. It was King Simi and Devon Allah. That was it. So I approached the God, and the God came through with a presentation that still rings true to this day. Right now, from then to now. So after that, what else was there to do? So I'm going to yield and let the God speak about his entrance in regards to this platform and our relationship.
Wartime.
Wartime.
Man, I remember getting the message from the God, from knowledge.
Freezing up.
Good.
Indeed, indeed.
Indeed.
For me, like I was traveling around, bouncing from different cities, different states, learning my terrain, and I was in Camden.
Was it breaking up over there with you, over?
Yeah, it's breaking up as well.
This the other history of Do Knowledge Radio right here.
Yeah.
This right here. This exactly. This is exactly the history of Do Knowledge Radio. This right here, from the first episode to almost 3,000. That
Yeah.
right there. Especially when our wartime general speaks.
Especially.
That's something that we went through.
Yeah.
That we persevered through every time. So when our general came on, let's see. Look like he's coming back in.
So it's real in the battlefield.
All right. I'm black.
I mean,
Okay.
it's real. I was just telling the audience, the viewing audience, is real in the battlefield. You know what I mean? Because like now, as Born said, dealing with all the when you speak or when you on general, what I mean, it seems like all the communication and shit like that gets all scrambled. This, that, and the third. That's not by accident. But go ahead, General. Floor is yours.
So I'm in Camden, New Jersey, and I get
Right.
the message. And so I said, damn, what greater day? You know what I mean? My brain at that particular time, man, I was, like oozing. You understand what I'm saying? The energy was just supreme, God. So I got with the guy when we set it up. I came into class and I felt at home. You understand what I'm saying? Because at that time, let me tell y'all, at that time, nobody was fucking with me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. All the doors were shut in my face. I'm not invited nowhere. Nobody want me to speak nowhere. No radio interviews. Everybody hauled ass away from me. Except for knowledge being Allah. So when I came on, I felt at home. I felt comfortable. I didn't feel like, I know I'm dealing with some half-ass conscious dude who, you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel none of it. I felt welcome. You understand what I'm saying? And to be honest, man, when I do a lot of these interviews, the very few I might get per year, a lot of times, I have to set my comfortability. You understand what I'm saying? I have to establish it from the door. I have to let it be known and set my foundation firm on my square from the rip.
Mhm.
I didn't feel that from now. I didn't feel that from Do the Knowledge Radio. He laid out the platform. He gave me the topic, and that was right up my alley. Let's go. Let's go. And at that particular time, man, it was so much going on. And if y'all can go back and you can listen to it, it was aired on the Khalid Muhammad Militia Hour class a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
We aired it
Mhm.
purposely, scientifically. So y'all can go back and listen to it. You'll hear, brother, you'll hear people in the street coming up to build with me. You'll hear a man come up to me and say, thank you for saving my life, because the man had a heart attack and passed out the day before.
Mm.
I was in the field doing the interview. I was still doing the work and doing the interview at the same time, man. And I made it very clear on that very specific. So I made it very clear. I made it very clear. This is my home now. Because this man said to me, this is your home now. You're welcome here anytime. And that made me feel great, man. Like, damn, somebody out here is actually fucking.
Mm-hmm. I know I would feel the
Because
same way.
going same thing our general went through. The same exact time. It was crazy. It was real crazy. Real crazy. And from that day forward, we pushed, mind detected mind, we connected, and brought forth a permanent class structure like no other. Let's be very distinct here. Like no other. No other. No other survival class on any airwaves was pushing it like the Knowledge Radio.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, you know, I had a great time with Irritated Genie and War on the Horizon when I was teaching the survival classes then. Coming into Duke Knowledge Radio just took it to a completely different level. So me being there as the inception on Revolutionary Sunday, that brought an entirely different vibe. So much to the point, the other guest, see, I can say this now. The other guest really tried his best to outdo me, tried to one up me. Come on, man. We're not slow. You did. We're not slow. But I'm taught and trained by Khalid Muhammad. We deal with family matters behind closed doors.
Right.
See, I could have ripped him a new asshole right then and there. But I stayed strategic and tactful.
Right.
And here I am, 7 years later.
Right.
Because this man made sure I'm still here 7 years later. When nobody was fucking with me. Not even the organization I was in. Still in the organization. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk tonight. They closed doors in my face. They blocked me from teaching other chapters, survival training. I brought a whole economic program to that organization, and they all just a bunch of lazy domestic alley cats. But it was this man, Knowledge Born, who said, yo, fuck that. I got your back. Let's roll.
Right.
And we've been rolling ever since. Rolling ever since, man. Sometimes I don't even have the motivation, God. Sometimes I don't even have the energy. But it never fails.
Mhm.
Never fails. Oh, we gonna have this class tonight some kind of damn way.
Mhm.
Because this class is not about me. You understand what I'm saying? This is a survival class. This is about you. This is about y'all. I do this masterfully. So it ain't about me. I'm just the founding father of the class for the people. That's all. I come on, drop a little jewel to inspire you, motivate you, and teach you how to survive. And a lot of the classes we started out on the psychological aspect of survival. So this is how the survival and general civilization class. General civilization class. And that was the say all end all from that point. You dig? And as time progressed, we moved into bigger things that we put together mentally and sat down and planned years ago. Years ago, y'all. I want y'all to listen. Years ago. That's now manifest to you right at this very moment.
Right.
So we brought forth different styles of the survival class. So now we had the ability to bring it to you live. You understand what I'm saying? Boom. Saturday class, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Just a little survival training class, something quick. But it'll give you the inspiration to get out there and do it.
Right.
And we brought those classes in different styles. And here we are still today. Now, Survive or Die Inc., the blackest, the most retributionary survival company in the world. I did say the blackest, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did.
We don't teach and train peckerwoods nothing here.
That's right. Fast.
We teach them to jump in front of the goddamn Purdue chicken trucks that ride up and down this road. Jump your cracker ass in front of the truck. That's what we'll teach you. But we don't teach and train peckerwood. This class is for you.
That's right.
Because
Hey, General, I just want them to see this date real quick. Can y'all see this date on the screen?
I can't, no.
This is 10/11/2015. God, tell them where you were just coming from and you agreed to do this. Coming black from. Where was you at 10/10/15?
10/15. Where was I at? Was I in jail?
You was at that damn 20-year Million Man March joint, the 10-10-15, remember?
Yes, in DC. Yes, DC. 10-10. And yeah, I was in jail that year.
Right.
Yeah, I was in jail that year, definitely. Uh, so for that, overall, man, I'm thankful. I'm grateful just to be a voice, a feared voice, no doubt, but I accept that. Probably the absolute most feared voice now. And I'm not being what they call self-centered or none of that. I'm not being egotistical. I'm just telling you what's real. Because I don't see it. I don't see nobody else going as hard on this cracker as I do. I don't give a damn how many guns they carry marching up some damn Peckerwoods neighborhood. And I'm just being real. I'm just being real. I've learned, see, this platform helps me, whether y'all know it or not. It helps me to stay sharp.
Right. Same
This
here.
platform is like a daily reminder to me. It keeps me studying. It keeps me doing the knowledge.
Speak on it.
You see what I'm saying? This is a lot heavier than what y'all may think it is. This is a spiritual essence for me.
That's right.
Because I know regardless to whom or what, if I just get the instruction, God, run the class, I know this class is gonna run and it's gonna run right.
Right.
And I know he gonna kick y'all ass. So I don't ever have to worry about that. You understand what I'm saying? Because this man and I have a bond that, man, you'll fuck around and get yourself really hurt. With this. Like real talk. That's the connection we have. That's the brotherly love we have. That's the camaraderie and all of that. The retributionary love that we have. So Do the Knowledge Radio is not no lightweight thing to me. I understand why a lot of all these other cats on all these other platforms, let's really do the knowledge here. And I remember saying this to the God. I'm like, yo, we got all these other platforms and none of them invited me on their platform.
Mm-hmm.
I know why.
Me either, God. So we know why.
Yeah.
You know why, man? Because that Warrior Wednesday puts fear in a lot of folks.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps the man shaking in his boots.
Mm-hmm.
Because he don't know what the hell I'm gonna say. You understand what I'm saying? And I purposely come so many different ways. Hey, you got to know how to play with this devil.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know how to win your battles to win the overall war.
Right.
So this is the battle cry for the Khalid Muhammad militia is wartime.
That's right.
That's a daily reminder. That's a constant reminder. So this platform for me, making history every single day. And let's just be real. Ain't nobody doing it like this, man. Nobody. Not a Power 99, not a BLS, none of that shit. None of these other so-called bougie ass conscious wannabe African centered ass media niggas ain't doing it like this, man. They're not. And let's just keep it real. They're not. Everything is political and, let's shut up.
That's right. Speak on it.
Because Warrior Wednesdays, we keep it way beyond. We don't, like I said, we don't even have a rating, God. You can't rate us. You can't rate us with nobody. Because Due to Knowledge Radio has raised the frequency. It opened the door for everybody to profess who they may think they are. It opened the door for people who really have something to say. It opened the door for people who are really sincere to this struggle.
Right. That's right. Facts.
This was the platform that did that, man. So it's an honor for me to come from the root of this dynamic embryo.
Right.
To be just an atom in this embryo. I may be the atom of fire, but just to be in that embryo.
Right.
And to show y'all how much this class ain't about me, even in my absence of being kidnapped, this platform ran.
Without fail. Every week.
It ran. And a few times I popped in on a call from behind enemy line. So this is not really technically my class. This is your class.
Right.
You said that every week also. Y'all see this picture behind me?
This is not just our platform. This is your platform.
You see this picture behind me? Y'all know who this is, right? Y'all know whose grandson called into the class? Who tuned in faithfully to the class? For months before he made himself known, he called into the class every week faithfully. Who came in and said, Garvey lives. Who gave us the salute from Canada. Cristobal Garvey. This is where this is how far back the platform goes. So for all of the August Garveyites, because you know they only Garveyites in August, their ass is not around in June. I don't see him in June. But they Augustites. They ain't even Garveyites. They Augustites. This is what's produced from the platform. So, aside from camaraderie, we truly share history on this platform. Our African Retributionary Minister of Information, Steve Coakley Sr., peace and blessings be upon him and his family, support this platform. Queen Mother Nataki supports this platform. Steve Jr. supports this platform. So it's not just even in the space where they're dealing with this grandizement. We really in touch with our families. We're in touch with them. This ain't got nothing to do with me. Do you know that they use transcripts from our classes in his trial? People don't know. They don't know a fucking thing about this platform. They don't know nothing that we done been through. Everything that they could do in the book to try to shut down this platform. Provocateurs and all. Provocateurs and all in both our lives. Even try to put us against each other.
How about that?
Imagine that shit. For a
Where-
platform you had to pick up your fucking phone to call into. At that time, I was paying $150 a month. I paid for you to see me, to celebrate you, to train you, to educate you, to motivate you. I paid for you to see me. This is 7 years now. If I counted up the cost, it'd be somewhere in the neighborhood of $20,000. That's on the light end. That's on the light end. That's just for you to hear me and see me. That ain't the graphics. That ain't none of the other things. Just for you to hear me and see me. I never asked you for a dime. I never asked you for a dime. Ever. This GoFundMe that we doing right now, this 3K for 3K, this is to still help what we doing around the world, what we doing in the community, everything we doing off camera, not for anything that we doing on camera.
Right.
It got nothing to do with what we doing on camera. We're going to be on camera regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that if y'all truly had an understanding, this is why I asked our African retributionary priest for us to come on today. I knew if y'all understood part of the story, y'all would understand what's the necessity for us to get this funded. And I believe in it so much, and I believe in African people so much that we're doing a God-a-thon this weekend. Friday to Sunday, 12 hours a day.
Mm.
I believe that African people will help us reach this goal, not by the end of Black August, this weekend. This weekend. You hear what I'm saying, Oba? This weekend. This is how much trust I got in African people. This is how much I put it on the line.
Mm-hmm.
We already celebrating on Sunday because we done reached the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It took a little more blood, sweat, and tears for us to do what we need to do. We had $400. If I could just show this real quick, and then we could get back to it. I just want the people to see right quick. Just want them to see. Because people be talking, okay? I'm not telling you I'm about to build some fucking imaginary school. I'm not telling you that I'm going to the moon to teach the gospel. None of that shit. You understand? This is it. This is for what we are doing currently right now and what we have been doing for the last 7 years. This is what this campaign is about. We're closing in on 3,000 episodes. So what that equates to is $1 per episode. $1 per episode. And we was on live, me and my brother, Son the Great, you know what I'm saying? We were God-versing. And the concept came from our God-versing right here on the same platform. So we put this together right in front of you. So we're looking to raise 3K for 3K, and everything that we raise over 3K, we're giving to the sister who put this campaign together, my god niece, his daughter, Kateri X, a single mother working hard, full-time job, and still saw enough in what we were doing to put this campaign together. So we get $10,000. I got 3K. She got 7. So if you don't like me, but you love the platform, because there's people that's out there, they don't like me. I don't give a fuck. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But if you love this platform enough and what it is as an offering, help us reach the goal. Help us surpass this goal, because you're still helping and change somebody's life. Before we got on over, there's a brother of mine that I known for 22 years. He came on, he fam. He taking some young brothers from California to Colorado so they can experience something outside of the hells of Los Angeles. He on his GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? My brother, Coach Tommy, he out there doing what he doing. He taking young men and they leading them.
Mm-hmm.
I got this campaign going on. I still gave to his campaign and gave him the space to promote what he doing with them young black men. Because black men need to see other black men doing the same thing, walking like they talking. He in his community, he active, he doing all kinds of things. Why not give him a space to support it? There's a sister on there. She trying to go for an internship. She gonna be on this weekend, guaranteed. It don't matter what is happening here. The mandate has always been for the celebration and promotion of African people, those who are living in African life, those who are living a black life. Everybody don't qualify in that space. All that other shit we don't fuck with. I don't even have to get into it. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. And if you don't know, go listen to it Wednesday. We make that very abundantly clear. But for those who have an understanding of what we doing and what we building, if that's what y'all say, if y'all say, oh, y'all love this platform, we can have this funded by the weekend. If y'all love what's going to come from this platform, the places that we're going to go, and the stories we're going to highlight in those places where African people are, direct to person versus direct to computer, y'all will support this.
That's right.
Y'all will support this. This is the only place where you are celebrated, not tolerated. Every place else you fucking tolerate. Ain't you sick of being tolerated? Aren't you sick of spending hours of your time listening to somebody who can't teach you about the extermination plot on your life and then what to do against it? I've been here with my wartime general. Do you know I survived hurricanes, floods, and all of this shit alike from the training I got from this man? My youth, my children, not somebody else's children. My children survived a hurricane with no lights from the training that they got from this platform, from the training that they got from my wartime general. I'm in a whole nother state. I can't even get there. The roads is flooded out, and they got their bug out bags, and they bugged in. The practicality that comes with it. We get philosophical and deep and all that other extra shit. When the shit hit the fan and the lights go the fuck out, we know what to do. Why wouldn't you support that? Why wouldn't you support that right there? At the most basic level, if they say, self-preservation is the first fucking law of nature, why wouldn't you support that? Why wouldn't you go get tactically trained? Y'all heard me yesterday. Why wouldn't you go invest this? If these are your loved ones, if these are your babies, if that's your woman, that's your man, that's your husband, that's your wife, that's whatever the fuck it is, why wouldn't you love them enough to go get trained? So as you can see, the push is for the broadcast and for the things that get funded, but that's not it. That's not the necessity. The necessity is your black life repeating beyond the space and stage of survival. Even if you survive, what kind of state of mind are you in? You're in survival mode. Who are you good to in survival mode? Who are you good to when you scrounge and you trying to figure the shit the fuck out? Who are you good to versus who are you harmful to?
Right.
So when our wartime general walks us through instances like that, he's preparing you for the inevitable. Is your mind strong enough to survive? We went through all of these degrees, every type of scenario, bugging in, bugging out, EMPs, floods, all kinds of shit. And it ain't from a space of reading some goddamn book. It's from wading through the dead bodies in the water and the blood of Hurricane Katrina. Y'all didn't know. One of those instances where everybody running their mouth and talking shit. All of these practical instances, so many practical instances I can name. Your leaders, the ones who on they fucking bullhorns, and everybody who got their weapon systems out for the world to see, they're not walking with you through no blood and dead bodies, dead black bodies. They're not helping you through machine gun fire. Oh yeah, 50 caliber machine guns was used to break up what they call riots. So I need us to have an understanding of what the fuck is going on, because those things that you may have been young to see are coming back into view. And there's no end in sight. There's no end in sight. But if you properly trained and you prepared, they said if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
That's right.
So in this essence of what we're building, aside from the stories that we're sharing, aside from the information that we're sharing, there are practical applications for what we're doing on camera and off camera. There's 150 youth that's depending upon this initiative to get funded for contingency operations for them to eat 5 days a week. There's some folks that's homeless that's depending on these initiatives for us to work out situations with places for them to stay in these extreme temperatures. There's women who left domestic violent relationships that are living in shelters that are dependent on this initiative that we looking to fund this weekend.
Hmm.
These are all of the things that are attached to this program that y'all ain't got a fucking clue about. There's some more things I could get into, but you know, I'm on this platform right now and I can't give that because of who's here. It's called plausible deniability. They don't need to know what the fuck else it is. But those who know what the fuck it is. There won't be another thing for them to try to use against my general or my African retributionary priest. Won't be another thing. So these community programs that we're looking to create long-term sustainability for. We got strategic planning services and at-risk youth services that we're dealing with youth from the age of 7 to 18, and then from 19 to 35, that we want to offer free of charge. Funding this initiative takes care of that. 7 to 18. Think about when you were 7 years old and nobody intervened in your life. What the fuck that feeling was like. From 7 to 18. If you've been cased up, you could have been cased up as early as 7 years old, if not younger.
Mm.
This is how they develop career criminals. Exposing us to criminality at a young age. The difference between a jail sentence as a youth or the cemetery is a sandwich and a piece of fruit. We came up stealing from stores because we was hungry. So what would have happened in those instances where intervention programs established? We had free lunch in the summertime. Why wouldn't we have free lunch instituted in the spaces and places that we occupy? Everybody got all this money and they doing all this shit. We ain't have no money to do none of the things we did. We found fucking money to do. And then even looking at these initiatives and the funding amount that we looking to fund, and it's exactly what we asking for. And then y'all hear what we doing with the excess. Like I said, we ain't going to fucking Pluto to teach the gospel of Jesus Christ on fucking Pluto. We don't need a spaceship. As in the words of our wartime general, our spiritual leader, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, something sound on the ground while you still the fucking
Right. That's right. Facts.
That's what we dealing with. So between the ages of 7 to 18, and then from the ages of 19 to 35, just because you turn that age don't mean you know you got life figured the fuck out. So from 19 to 35, I call them the wonder years. You don't have your shit together. Guess where you finding your life out together from the age of 19 to 35? In prison, in the mental institution, or the motherfucking military. So they'll take you from the ages of 17 to 35, older with a waiver. So what about these spaces? Because you turn that age, wisdom don't just automatically come from the fucking sky. So you have to be guided in a manner that's strategic. Because they got some strategic shit for your ass if you don't have nothing strategically in place. They got a strategic cemetery for your ass. They got life in prison without the possibility of parole. They got mental institutions. Or you really just fucked and you on the streets out of your goddamn mind running around. And now you become a liability to everybody else who got their shit together. I said on the program yesterday, all of this talk about gun control, everybody who got those guns and all of these pictures and all that shit, who the fuck do they have them for? 95% of black people have guns for black people.
Black people. That's right.
First.
Yep.
90% of them got them for black people only. That's what they're in the range for. Mm-hmm. That's why they got cameras by their house. They can't wait to kill somebody who look like that. Mm-hmm. They throw the guns down with people who don't look like that. Mm-hmm. They throw them on the fucking ground. Run. Haul ass. They ain't got no heart to do anything of detriment only to self.
Right.
So when you don't have training mechanisms to convert that or revert that outwardly, this is what you have inwardly. So we provide spaces outside of this fucking lip service that people are flocking to that can help you change your life, change your trajectory, and change your future. You got to survive first, though. So how we went from Black survival and general civilization class to Black survive or die to the Khalid Muhammad militia was based off of the need, and as the battlefield progressed, so that we progress with it. So every single stage, because it was just plain. Black survive or die is fucking plain. There's not anything else for you to think about. So, in a way to move these things in an organized fashion, these things had to be implemented in a certain kind of fashion in stages. So just like that, these stages move in the platform. So whether it's the artists, the authors, whomever it is, everything was brought through in degrees. Your spiritual inclination, your political ideology, all of those things was brought through in degrees. Because we owe it to give honor and credence where it's due. And also to get the story correct, to get the language right.
Right. Facts. You want to add on anything, General?
Growth and development. As the God so well put it, we it was like growing or coming through in the degrees, lesson by lesson.
That's right. Teach.
These classes, this platform was meticulously and mathematically formulated. No class is ever just on a whim. Even in my absence, never on a whim. Because it's always leading you back to where the real retributionaries work. These classes, man, was put in such an elegant manner that I've had people call me and say, damn, we just had an earthquake over here. And it's ironic because I was listening to your class last night on earthquake. Thank you. And sometimes, man, that's all it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes. I want to give a very, very, very proud wartime salute to my comrade, Brother Sean, Rashawn Kamal. That's my man. But he's learned and put it into effect. And he tells me all the time, this come from you. Tells me all the time. So I'm not looking for no award. It would be nice, but I'm not looking for no award. I'm not looking for no certificates. I'm just looking for freedom. I'm looking for Peckerwood's heads rolling down the road in Virginia. That's all I ask. That's all I've ever asked. That's all I've ever asked. Wake up, clean up, and stand up. That's all I've ever asked, man. Stand up. So it's this platform that helps you to get up out of that old wheelchair of wretchedness and laziness and cowardliness. There is no other platform doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, not dissing nobody's platform. But you ain't doing what we do. You're not bringing it how it's brought here. Because we're going to save you whether you like it or not. Whether you like us or not, we're going to save you. We're going to continue to piss you off, but we're going to continue to save your life. So this is why all of the retributionary ancestors are acknowledged here. You've never seen not one goddamn session on Do the Knowledge Radio where we say, hey, let's give Crispus Attucks a shot today.
And you ain't going to.
Jesse Jackson a shout out today.
You ain't going to.
Let's give old crackhead, bobblehead Al Sharpton a shout out today.
You ain't going to.
Let's pay tribute to Clarence Thomas.
You ain't going to.
Congress skis the dice. I mean rice. No, sir. No, ma'am. Not here.
You ain't going to. You right. Teach.
God damn it. We praise the name of Del Jones.
Come on.
We praise the name of Shakamushu Barashango.
Ashe.
Huh? We praise the name of Betty Shabazz.
Ashe.
He's the deacons for defense.
Ashe.
Come on, man. I can go on till African Independence Day naming the name.
And of course, our wartime general, and the
That's
reason
right.
why we're here, the Honorable Baba Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
That's it.
Peace and blessings be upon his name forever.
Wartime.
Wartime.
So when we move from the Black Survival Die series into the Khalid Muhammad Militia Hour, now it's at the stage that name needs to be imprinted.
Teach.
God damn it, if you tattoo it, come see me, I'll tattoo it for you. That name needs to always be honored, man.
Facts.
Always. So my tribute to my teacher, my leader, my God, this class is now in dedication to him.
That's right.
Not just that, but also to speak from the standpoint of generalship now. It's still a great weight on my shoulders.
Mm.
See, it's easy to profess and proclaim general. That's easy. Anybody can add general in front of their name.
Mm.
You can get General Donald Duck.
Mm.
But to live, to think, to move, to act as a general, that's not easy, brother.
Teach.
Easy at all. Let me let you in on a secret. That's not fucking easy at all. Because my daily thoughts, my secondary thoughts, my hourly thoughts is more about the militia.
Mm.
What can I do to piss this Peckerwood off even more? Am I doing enough? Have I done enough? And sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Mm.
So I got to turn up a little bit. I got to raise the frequency even more. So don't think for 1 minute, FBI. Don't think for 1 minute, CIA. Don't think for one goddamn minute, Officer Cochise.
Teach.
Don't think for one goddamn minute that I don't know that you know. Because your eyes are really watching now. You hear that glorious name, Khalid Muhammad. It puts fear in your weak ass backbone.
Go ahead.
Then to add on the militia, the word militia, it puts fear in the white man's backbone.
Go ahead.
This is nothing that just popped up overnight. This was years of planning, comrade. The Khalid Muhammad militia was years in planning.
Go ahead.
And when I felt ready, Not when everybody else is telling me, oh, you should start your own organization. You should start. Shut up. When I felt the necessity to bring this manifest, I did that. And there's very solid principles that we stand on. And it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts or gray area about it. But you won't know. It ain't for everybody to know.
That's right.
This is where a lot of you niggas go wrong. Telling all your movements, telling all your damn business, telling everybody every damn thing. So the police already know how to calculate themselves when you niggas come in with all your guns and all your fuckery and all your buffoonery and goddamn clown show. They already know how to maneuver on your ass. Why? Because you talk too goddamn much.
That's right. Information is disseminated on a need-to-know basis.
Bruh, you won't know nothing about this militia unless you join. How about that?
That's right.
You don't know nothing about this militia outside of what we tell you about this militia unless you join. And it's still on a need-to-know basis. See, I learned from the best. And this is why I said it took years of planning. Because I had to go through the what to do's and the what not to do. Strategically. So we don't play that faggot shit over here. We don't play that weirdo shit over here. 50% of this militia is based on survival training. Your level of survival skill. That's half of this militia. So a lot of y'all are already unqualified for this militia. Unqualified. And it's nothing personal. Maybe it is. I don't give a damn. But a lot of y'all are already unqualified. So no, we don't take applications and ain't none. Leave a damn paper trail for the white man to come raid your headquarters, and now he got everybody's application from the last 30 goddamn years. Come on, man, I've seen it happen. I've seen it many a times when he raided my damn headquarters. Stacks of applications. Now in the hands of the FBI. See, I had to learn. It's called growth and development, soldiers. So look, I'm gonna let the God finish up. But it was an honor for me. It is an honor for me to be a part of something greater than myself. With a man I know and can firmly say trust. Trust. And if you know me, I don't use that word.
No, you don't use that word very, very, very often. Not when you describe your relationship with people. I've known you.
Yeah, that's right.
Almost 30 plus years.
But I can say I trust this man.
That's right.
With all my heart and my soul, man. Because I see his vision. I see the vision of Do the Knowledge Radio. I've been sorry. That's why I got on board.
Same here.
So as we roll throughout the years and watching it grow and just consistently going through the FBI fuckery and every goddamn show, and at one point it just started to hell. We couldn't even be on for 5 minutes.
Facts.
Need to tell them. Need to tell them because they don't know. 5 fucking minutes, damn near. Shit. I think the intro was longer than the show at some point.
Right. So there's a long history here, y'all. Why not support it? Why not support something that's been supporting you? And you don't even know it.
Teach.
So it's getting black out here, and unfortunately, I don't have my headlamp on me, but I am the light, you dig? So I know my way around my camp, so it ain't nothing. So with that being said, black family, I love y'all more than you hate your black self. And I make sure you bring your behind to African Independence Day, August the 6th, because it is definitely one you will never, ever forget. Wartime.
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 Salute. The one and only General King Samir Shabazz of the Khalid Muhammad militia. Always honored to have our Black Power General right here on Do the Knowledge Radio, and in particular, the War Report. So as we continue on with our brother, our founder and CEO, Knowledge Born of Law, and kind of like wind down. So anything else you want to add and talk a little bit more about, I mean, we coming up on a historic milestone, 3,000 episodes. That's a milestone, and as our general eloquently said, he said that, Do the Knowledge Radio is my home. I feel the same way about it. Like the general also said, he saw your vision and I see your vision very, very clearly. And I don't think that I could be anywhere else but here, a part of the, Do the Knowledge Radio family, to do what I do. But we're coming up on a landmark of 3,000 episodes, and so 3K for 3K, is something that is very realistic, very, very doable. To accomplish, raising $3,000 plus is very, very, very realistic and very, very doable. So, with that being said, I mean, any other thing you want to add on?
I know that we'll be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I just wanted to share, on this platform right here on the War Report, that if you looked at every single day, 365 days, 366 in a leap year, to Do the Knowledge Radio in 7 years has more episodes than 7 years. It has 445 more episodes than it is years. So that means in 7 years, we got 8 years worth of episodes plus 2 months.
Right.
In 7 years. And count. So you could listen to an episode that we already done, one a day, for the next 8 years, and you wouldn't heard every episode. For the next 8 years, you could listen to one episode per day, and you wouldn't have heard all of the episodes. Just think about that for a second. And Oba, I tell you, in that 7-year time span, I reached burnout. I went through betrayal, infiltration, all kind of stuff. And I didn't do a show for 9 months. So think about how many more episodes had I kept on going already with a 9-month break.
Mm-hmm. You would
I was
get
on
like 4,000, 5,000 episodes.
I was on with Sister Keisha, Uncle Tad,
Right.
on their platform, and I was with Steve Coakley Jr., helping him to promote his black think tank over in Ghana. And I was on with Sister Keisha. Shout out to Sister Keisha, Uncle Tad, and Ashe over there with Thorough Black Talk.
That's right. It's our family over there.
We honor them.
That's right.
And if you're not here, you should be there.
That's right.
And I was on with Steve Coakley Jr., helping him to promote. And somebody had called in. And it was like, yo, Niles Bourne, man, what's up with the show, man? I miss it. It's like, the show was on hiatus. Oh, man, when it come back, man, I can't wait. So I heard that. And I went to my priest. And I sat with my priest. And my priest said that it was time to come back. So just as my priest told me it was time for me to take that break, it was my priest who told me that it was time for me to come back. And I said, audio or visual? He said both. So I came back. Audio and visual. I had apprehensions about that. I wasn't really interested. Because again, like I was saying to you, that this platform is not about grandizement. Even when you look over the years, the milestones, even to this milestone that we're speaking about, there was nobody to recognize this platform for what it did. Although there are brothers and sisters who came through this platform and went on to receive awards. A few of them. In recognition, a few of them. The greatest award I received from this platform is my children watch this platform. Second to that, I got the RBG Media Award with less than 1 year as a platform. So to be recognized by our African warrior peers, our RBG peers, that they saw value enough in the program and what we were providing was an extreme honor. Some of the greatest African-centered minds have come to this platform.
That's right. Facts.
They've been right here.
That's right.
And when they see you and you see them in this love, that is the highest salute ever. In the physical, in the spiritual, since we've been in existence, Dr. Betty Shabazz and Mama Made Me Tell, peace and blessings be upon them, Kwame Nkrumah, and so many others. They come by spiritually. They come by spiritually. The Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey made sure that his bloodline was tuned into this platform. A space and place of honor for that royal divine Garvey bloodline. Harriet Tubman's bloodline also through this platform. Nat Turner's bloodline through this platform. This is not grandiose stuff I'm talking to you about. You know from your own life and the establishment of African cultural restoration through your own bloodline what the trek means. My mother and my father, my maternal lineage and my paternal lineage are pleased by what is being done here.
Fact.
So award winning may lead one to think that it's about that. It should be reward winning. When I can call a brother, I can call a sister at a moment's notice and they're there, that's reward winning. It don't matter what they got going on, they find a way here. This is years. This is year after year. So whether it's 100 episodes, whether it was 200 episodes, whether it was a year, whether it was 2 years, whether it was 3 years, whether it was 400, 500, 600, 1,000, 1,500, I'm telling you, but every single time I hit a number, I was like, that's it. After 1,500, I'm done. Now it's about to be 2 times 1,500. You know, stuff I got to do is books I got to write about the platform and so many videos I need to do about the behind the scenes and all of that. Finding a way to do it all. Finding a way to do it all. But then there's places to go. There's experiences that need to be documented face to face. There's all of these things that are there that we have been shouldering over these last years. You know, we're having a God anniversary in Black August. You see what I'm saying? At the end of Black August. You know, while y'all doing the Race First rallies across the nation. Simultaneously, you see the work don't stop. Simultaneously, everybody has a cultural mandate in regards to African liberation, African sovereignty, and the decimation of all of our enemies, foreign and domestic.
That's right. Teach.
So if you are an enemy to African people, most especially, like I said yesterday, if you are an enemy to African women and children,
that's right.
There's death for you. That's it. There's no reformation for you. There's death for you.
That's right.
And this is not something I'm saying to say. This is the reality of you.
That's right.
The reality of your work. That's how much your life matters.
Right.
How could it be true that Malcolm said, we will kill you for our woman, and it can't be true today, but everybody claiming Malcolm X Day? How the fuck can that be possible?
That's right.
How can we come out in the droves and have Malcolm X celebrations? And he said the most disrespected, most neglected woman on the planet is the black woman. How the fuck can it still be true? And everybody say that they love Malcolm. Mm-hmm. How could they say that they love Malcolm and they don't honor Dr. Betty Shabazz? Mm-hmm. Who raised them 6 children in his absence? Why aren't we discussing? Why are we all the way back in the homie? Why are we not talking about Dr. Betty Shabazz? How come every program that we see her on, we see less and less of who she truly was?
Right.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean for the African woman in America? These are things we got to be mindful of. what agenda is taking place and how are they attempting to show black women in the media, in the entertainment industry, on the silver screen, on the movie screen, on the television screen? And how reflective is that artful change of disrespect to the African woman and to the African children, to the African family, holistically? So, what's in the space that is preventing this narrative that is necessary and needed for the transformation of our families back to waking up, back to cleaning up, and back to standing up?
Go ahead.
What place is a catalyst for that reformation? What place is a catalyst for that celebration? The African man, woman, and child is a holy trinity.
That's right.
God's family. What space are we in? This occupation. Who the fuck can oppress God? But that's the space and mind frame that we're operating in, that we're looking to perform an exorcism from. This is why the stories are necessary. This is why controlling the narrative is necessary. So these are the things that we're doing on the camera, on the screen, but they're light in comparison to what we're doing off camera.
Right.
Some of the stuff you don't even know. So all of the things that your leaders and your comrades is afraid to do, we do. So for all of the media personalities that's worried about their brand and how they're going to be perceived by enemies, and how much love they're going to get over there, or how many people not going to support what they're doing, they salute us in private and act like they don't know us in the public.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some who salute us in the public, and those ones that you've seen that salute us in the public, you see them come on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was somebody to support in the mainstream, it would be those people.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else, fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Facts.
So just as you said, I have a litany of things that I work with and deal with. We have a litany of talented artists that we support. We have a litany of talented authors and poets and entrepreneurs and healers and those who could raise us from a dead level to a living perpendicular. This is where our support needs to be.
Yeah.
This is why this platform is still in existence, because we haven't told everybody's story.
Nope.
Everybody's story hadn't been told. There's millions of stories out there to be told, and plenty of locations to go and speak direct to. One of the brothers who came on the platform, hopefully he'll be here tomorrow. He showed the connection between the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the UNIA, ACL, and the Israelite community. In 1967, under the leadership of His Excellency Ben Amin, they got a hold of some brothers and sisters. Word had got to Africa that there were some brothers and sisters that was looking to repatriate. And the delegation of the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey's people came to Chicago and found them. It was life and limb. Life and limb. To get those brothers and sisters, those people who left from Chicago to Africa. Why aren't we telling them stories? Why is the only thing that we hearing from the Israelite communities anti-African sentiments? Who stands to gain from that? The push for multiculturalism is real and has eroded the ranks of our organizations in the name of numbers, in the name of finance, and in the name of position. The only separation African people have from each other is our mind. How we see each other, and first how we see self. That's it. That's it. So whether we discussing the Deacons for Defense and Justice, the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, whatever these organizations, how they existed, who they existed for solely was for us. How did that change? What was introduced? So for this multiculturalism and all of these attitudes regarding African people around the world, where do you think they came from? These are the things that we don't know anymore. We don't know about Fred and his wife Mabel. We don't know about them going in South and Central America. We don't know about them going to Asia. We don't know about them going to Africa. We don't know. We just know Negroes with guns, right? We don't know about Radio Free Dixie. So in the same vein as Radio Free Dixie, Do the Knowledge Radio exists. That's the connections between the platforms that preceded. So the proper propaganda campaign that our general teaches about, you have to have a space where which you are promoting your cultural narrative solely. Before Malcolm, the nation was putting their column in the Amsterdam News and some other periodicals. So a printing press was purchased to print Muhammad speech. So the Negro World News that the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey had played a vital role in a propaganda tool to reacculturate and reacquaint Africans with themselves. So this propaganda tool is here and is necessary for brothers and sisters who don't read. We read so you don't have to read. But we read with the hopes that you would hear what we say and go read. You see these books over here? This is why when we did the whole God verse about Malcolm on his God Day, I wanted to get that book
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to read from this book. Because otherwise they'd be like, he making it up. I read it mouth to ear from the book. Just like y'all bring them whack ass books and be like, yeah, it was this book changed my life. You should have burnt that motherfucker. Should have burnt it. So this cultural mainstay exists as it always has, solely for African people, and there would never be a time where anybody other than an African could ever appear here. That's it. Dr. Khaled says somebody got to be strong. That's it. For years, this was a place where knowledge is born. This really should have just been the place where the African was born, which is one and the same. There's folks that had anti-African sentiments and they came on this platform and they never uttered a word about that. So whether they was Aboriginal, whatever the case may be, the respect for what they do outside of the stories that's told about them did not allow them to come on this platform and espouse none of that. They done it in all these other places. Don't do it here. We built a empire, like Tahir RBG calls it. He was the one to call it. He said the Do the Knowledge Radio Empire. I didn't accept it. I didn't accept it when I first heard it. Not that I didn't see it in the platform, just to hear it from mouth to ear. Something I was interested in. And year after year, this is what it was. Year after year, this is what it is. There's brothers and sisters that come here and they're a part of what's happening. They're involved. There's plenty of people who came to hear Oba and they was here for a season. They got famous. And they do what famous people do. Act famous. And there's those who've been around since close to the beginning. Baba Amin, Mamin Koyo, Tahir, RBG, so many of them. They've been around since episode 12. Since episode 12. So it's just interesting. Like there's so many intricacies. I could never say nothing crazy about no Hebrew. Hebrew supported this program since episode 2 or 3. You hear what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hebrews, Moors, Nawabians, Muslims, Christians, atheists, whomever. They all came through. They all showed love. Because this is really a place where they celebrate. We don't have to agree. What we do agree on is that we are building an army and coalition for the restoration of the Black family, the restoration of the African family. This is where we agree. So yeah, let me play this video and then I get out of your way. I appreciate coming on here and doing what we need to do. Play this video right quick.
When I was in prison, the very first time when I was in solitary confinement, you are interrogated for 7 nights and 7 days without any sleep, and God provided a mechanism I had never thought of at the time. I reached a point, I think a threshold, where the body could not take the pain anymore, and then I would faint. Those were the most beautiful moments. The body rested, and when they threw a bucket of water to wake me up, it didn't matter that I was soaking wet. I got up, I was so refreshed, and I started fighting all over again.
No matter where I die, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I wanna be. No matter where I live, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I wanna be. No matter where I die, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I wanna be. No matter where I live, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I wanna be.
Co-opted culture, flung from the mother tongue, severed from spirituality, fatalistic outcome. Gave the world everything, poised to be continually poisoned with medicine, nutritional Trojan horses. Sterility, attacks to virility, death for sale. Life we live is free, but isn't free. Sankofa black too, antiquity, astonishing monuments. Crackers say it isn't me. Blindfold me, do a quick spin. Guarantee wherever I point, I've been. Inferiority complex, given a color context. We can juggle planets and put the sun in our pockets. Invaders from the north, my heart arid and sub-Saharan, spazzing to minimize this chasm. Diasporically speaking, I'm reaching out, up you mighty race, show them what this red, black, and green about.
No matter where I die, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I wanna be. No matter where I live, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I wanna be. No matter where I die, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I wanna be. No matter where I live, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I wanna be. They don't know why we sip the drink and pour it out. Shine when we speak like the gold is mouth. How we go from poets out, swole accounts. Wonder why we not defeated, don't count our soul amount. Back in the day, every nation was melanation. We developed greatness all across the globe, carved the road, saw the secrets of the cosmos with our eyes closed. That's why I spit prime pros in LA and Lagos, Rwanda, Orozco's. Even in the basement, I top flows, just like the Nile. My hair grow like the wild. We been had crowns, it's just that now we not the type to smile. Used to be tribal, marked up, now we asking that they wipe us down. Not a scoffer, we know it's warriors like us proud. A bunch of threats who love they sets, but no matter who they got or what they rep or who cut they check that.
Africa is born in me.
So I heard that spirit of Mama Winnie Mandela talking about what she endured. Where your warrior spirit at? What could you endure? So we'll be back here tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Help us reach that goal. Beyond. So shout out to Oba and shout out to the War Report. Make sure y'all tune in. There you go. There you go.
Yes,
all right. Word. So you do what you got. Pardon me.
No, my bad. I got clicked off somehow. But I appreciate everything tonight. This was a very, very special episode. Please support 3K for 3K. Go to GoFundMe. Support 3K for 3K. We want $3,000 or more. We're coming up on the anniversary of Through the Knowledge Radio, 7 years of this platform, 3,000 episodes. You can't even equate any other episode that has had any other platform that has had as many episodes and has been on as many years consistently, addressing the needs, concerns, and the issues of African people. And a platform that is strictly for us, by us, that is talking about the liberation and sovereignty of our people. Please support 3K for 3K. I plan to support tomorrow. We're going to get to this goal. Hopefully this weekend, we can reach our goal and celebrate the fact that we've reached our goal and how much it helps so many of our youth, who need the support. So your finances, your money is going not only to Through the Knowledge Radio, but it's going to the programs, initiatives that Through the Knowledge Radio is doing in the African community with young African youth. So please support 3K for 3K on GoFundMe. And you can also support through Cash App as well as PayPal. But we would like for you all to go to the official GoFundMe page for 3K for 3K. Continue to support Through the Knowledge Radio, all the programs here. It is the place where knowledge is born, and it is the leader in terms of what we're doing as an African community. Nobody's doing it better than what we're doing here on Through the Knowledge Radio. So please support the War Report, and donate. Give to our Cash App, our official Cash App there at the bottom of your ticker, $ Oba God 7. That's Oba God 7. And of course, African Independence Day is 3 weeks away. Our brother, CEO, founder of Through the Knowledge Radio, will be with me in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the place to be. It is the destination. Please come out and support African Independence Day, Saturday, August the 6th at Malcolm X Park, 52nd and Pine Streets in West Philadelphia from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Free event, cultural African marketplace, vendors, as well as performers, speakers, and children's pavilion, African Holistic Healing Village, African Independence Day's annual Pearl of Africa Award will be presented, and much, much more. Please come on out. It all starts at 10 a.m. with our 5th annual Pan-African Junkanoo, which will start at the intersection of 52nd and Arch Streets, and we will process our way down Black West Philadelphia and 52nd Street to 52nd and Pine Street and Malcolm X Memorial Park, and the site of the 18th annual African Independence Day Mayat Celebration 2022. This year's theme, of course, is Message to the Warriors. I will be there. Knowledge Born will be in the house, as well as our General King Samir Shabazz. Many, many, many more guests to come out, and we will talk about that more next week. So until then, we will see you next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Do the Knowledge Radio. Same black time, same black channel. Bibi 48, Bibi Tumi, Kujitiwala, Amandala, Uhuru, Odabo. I'll see you next week. Till then, Black Power.
This Ty here, RBG. Repat Nation the situation. I just want to let y'all know I hear all that shit y'all talking. You know in your heart of hearts you can't fuck with this. You knows that. Why I'm tripping, y'all knows that. Let's start talking, let's get into it. Whoa, hold up, what they talking about? I hear you. Matter of fact, fuck all that they talking about. Fuck all that yakety yak, wanna run they mouth. Machete clappity clap, oh goon run them out. Crossbow, show say arrow, hunt them down. Babaloo, why you clean off, it ain't nothing now. 30,000 in the air, my phone still on. Writing rhymes, earphones, with the kill on. Get the skill on, little homie, the real on. EI's getting the chill on, watching me get my meal on. Take a stand in the wreck, get my build on you. You disrespect the whole set and get your steal on. Maduke where if you can, get your bill on. Debit card swipe up performance is getting tighter. I'm older and plus I'm nicer the most unit I sip on. Most of y'all skip the protocol. Trip on forces and slip, bust your head. Train of thought wreck, you there, didn't do what Joey Goon said. Now it's cold red, skeptics is begging to get my heel on. Back like I never left, proper like a sweater vest. I'm the ancestors' favorite rapper. Megadeth. That's true. No guitars though, just a hard flow. That's true. Nicest priest on these beats as far as bars go. A Joshua Eli's on my chest, far as scars go. Stars go to Fargo, stand and rock for photo ops. Bypass their own hood like they don't know the block. Faking culture shots like they forgot them struggles. All the funnel when that muzzle blast cats be like. Suffering succotaches, beats, concrete, street with sophistication. Repack nation, we deep, baby. Plus RBG certified, fly like the butter with the golden box cutter. Hello, yeah. She's so flirtatious, smile like the Nile, her booty so outrageous. Classic yet refreshing, just to know you is a blessing. Peach schnapps and the flukes, here's a toast to patience. Oh yeah, a closed mouth don't get fed. She came to bed and woke up with your moja on her head. I just wanna see the fam blossom. Inhibitions, I lost them, I'm feeling awesome. My shit. Oh man, Sundiata, I told you they weren't fucking with me, cuz.
Food, you need to ask yourself that. Why do you eat food? You need to ask yourself, what is food? Because we got consumables, as acidic, dry, whatever you want to call it, and then we got alkaline, wet, real food. We got fake food and we got real food. Now, you growing up in this world, I don't know how old you is. If you my age, you 20, you 28, 29, we is the last ones to know what real is. These jits don't know what real is because they being raised on the fake. So they put the germ in the seed. Roundup ready. They put the germ in the seed. They got fake seeds. So I'm telling you, this is war. Yeah. This is fucking war. You got to learn the real, and you got to decipher from the fake because it's getting hard to tell. And that's my message.